Good afternoon, dear viewers and civil engineering candidates. I welcome all of you to this online class of Engineering Geology Lab. In Engineering Geology Lab, so many experiments are designed by JNTU Hyderabad. So in the previous videos, so many experiments were explained as per JNTU regulations. These are the experiments which are to be carried out by the civil engineering students in the engineering geology laboratory. Among the experiments, the study of physical properties of identification of minerals and the study of physical properties of economic minerals. These were already explained and uploaded to YouTube. All of you can see these two videos in the YouTube channel. And similarly, megascopic identification of igneous rocks, sediment rocks, metamorphic rocks were also explained and uploaded to YouTube. So, viewers are hereby requested to go through the YouTube channel. And in this session, I am going to explain about identification of symbols in maps, especially by using SI topo sheets. That means Survey of India topo sheets. So let us go to experiment number 8, identification of symbols in maps by using Survey of India topo sheets. For every civil engineering candidate, it is very much essential to understand the Survey of India topo sheet and must be in a position to identify the various symbols which are shown in the topo sheets. This is called a Survey of India topo sheet. So, and we can also call it as topographic map. So, these topographic maps are used for wide variety of applications to know the hills, forest cover, railways, roads, buildings, location of temples, mosques, churches, reservoirs, and many features can be identified by seeing this topographic map or Survey of India map. This is the concept. So by studying the topographic map or Survey of India topo sheet, a civil engineering student can understand very clearly the features which are present in that particular site where a structure is to be constructed. First of all, the number that is called Survey of India topo sheet number. It is extremely shown in the Survey of India topo sheet, extreme left. Yes, if you see the picture, extreme left, there is a number E43W11. So that is the topo sheet number. So the topo sheet number gives an idea about the area where we are going to study. So this is how a topo sheet survey number is very much useful, and the left side of the Survey of India topo sheet number is also mentioned: top, bottom, right, northeast corner, southeast corner, southwest corner, and northwest corner. So the Survey of India topo sheet number E43W1 is surrounded by so many Survey of India topo sheets, so that a large area can be covered if we see all these 9 topo sheets. Otherwise, we can have a glance of only E43W1. So this is the first point. We must identify the topo sheet number by seeing the Survey of India topo sheet or topographic map. First step. The second step is scale. If we see the Survey of India topo sheet, there is a scale which is mentioned below the topo sheet number. Scale is 1:50,000. That is the scale. Then what is the meaning of 1:50,000? So that is to be studied. A scale refers to the relationship between distance on a map and corresponding distance on the ground. This is the simple definition. The scale is defined, or it refers to a relationship between the distance on a map corresponding to the distance on the ground. So there are number of scales available for each and every topo sheet. However, among the various scales, if we see 1:50,000 scale, that means that is called as a medium scale of that particular map. So what it indicates, area is small and details are more. That means choosing 1:50,000 medium scale topo sheet helps a lot, because it covers only small area but gives more and more detail. Whereas smaller scale, still 1:25,000, that gives cover large area in less details. Area is large but details are less. And a map with a scale of 1:250,000, that gives a general overview, because it covers large area but details are very, very less. That's why always a civil engineer can go for 1:25,000 scale or medium scale map, that is 1:50,000 to understand. Now the question is 1:50,000, for example, how it is to be calculated. So RF, that is called as representative fraction, is the ratio between the distance on the map to the distance on the ground. This is the definition what we studied. The scale refers to the relationship between the distance on the map and the distance over the ground. So the same thing is mentioned here with a symbol called as RF. So RF stands for representative fraction. That means it is a ratio between distance on the map by distance on the ground. For example, RF representative fraction 1:50,000 means 2 centimeter is equal to 1 kilometer. That is shown clearly on the map. How it has come? 1 centimeter is equal to half kilometer. When 2 centimeter is equal to 1 kilometer, 1 centimeter is equal to half kilometer. Then 1 centimeter is equal to 500 meters, because 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters. Whereas half kilometer means 500 meters. So 1 centimeter is equal to 50,000 centimeters. That means units are same both in the case. That's why 1:50,000 means 1 centimeter is equal to 50,000. That means on the map 1 centimeter, which measures 50,000 centimeters on the map. So we can convert like this: 1 centimeter on the map is equal to 500 meters on the ground. Similarly, 1 centimeter on the map, which gives half kilometer on the ground. Otherwise, 2 centimeter on the map, which is equal to 1 kilometer. Anyone can be considered. So 1:50,000 means 1 centimeter is equal to 50,000 centimeters, or 1 centimeter is equal to 500 meters, or 1 centimeter is equal to half kilometer. That means 1 centimeter is on the map, whereas half kilometer is on the ground. Similarly, 1 centimeter on the map, 500 meters on the ground. This is about scale. So a civil engineer must understand the scale of the particular map, so that his area can be calculated by measuring the length and width on the map, so that it gives total area on the ground. The same thing, this is a beautiful topo sheet. Scale of this topo sheet is 1 kilometer is equal to 2 centimeter is equal to 1 kilometer, or 1:50,000, and the scale is also mentioned here very clearly: 0, 2, 4. So likewise scale is mentioned: 2 centimeter is equal to 1 kilometer. That means if we measure 2 centimeter, that is 1 kilometer. Whatever, this is called grid pattern, so that we can measure on the topo sheet map and length and width, So this can be converted into meters or kilometers. That gives the area of the particular site on the ground. So this is how a topo sheet looks. This is a full picture of a topo sheet. For example, E43, W11. We study in detail about the topo sheet later. Latitudes and longitudes. A civil engineer must understand the meaning of latitudes and longitudes. Some lines of reference are required to find out the exact location of the certain place on the earth. For that purpose, we use latitudes and longitudes. So, if the particular place is located on the earth means it has latitudes and longitudes. So, a set of imaginary parallel lines of latitude and a set of meridians of longitude together make a grid system that helps any person to locate any specific place or area on the earth. So, these are the latitudes which are parallel lines, and these are longitudes, set of meridians of longitude. So this is making a grid, this is making a grid, this is making a grid. So with the help of latitudes and longitudes, any person, any candidate can exactly point out the place on the ground or on the earth. Same thing. North Pole, South Pole, latitudes are shown here. These are the longitudes. This is the equator. So, this is how latitudes, longitudes. These are an imaginary lines. This is, if we see, for example, this is the map of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, where latitude and longitudes are clearly shown. These are latitudes: 13 degrees north, 14 degrees north, 15 degrees north, 16, 17 and so on. And these are longitudes: 77 east, 77, 78, 79, 81, 82 and so on. So, a grid pattern is made. This is the place. Suppose its coordinates are 40 degrees north latitudes, 82 degrees east, longitude. That means with the help of latitude and longitude, we can identify the exact spot on the ground. And similarly, suppose a place which is to be identified somewhere center here. That means we have to calculate accordingly. This is 14, this is 15, that means 40 degrees 30 minutes, and here 82 degrees 30 minutes east. So this is the location for this point on the ground. So this is how latitudes and longitudes are to be calculated. So topographic maps also show both latitudes and longitudes and allow the user to determine the exact location on the ground. So this map is very, very important to understand. Even if we see the topo sheet, where we can see, yes, 72 something, the corner, it's not clear here. Latitudes are mentioned here and longitudes are mentioned here. It's not clearly visible. We can have a glance of topo sheet. Pass. This is another topo sheet, E44 M16 with a scale of 1:50,000. So the surrounding topo sheets cover all these. Now coming to this E44 M16 with a scale of 1:50,000, that means 2 centimeter on the map is equal to 1 kilometer on the ground. So this is 17 degrees 30 minutes. 17 degrees 30 minutes is the latitude. So likewise 17 degrees 45 minutes, this is the area. So 1730, 1745, this is the latitude of this entire area. Similarly longitude 78 degrees 15 minutes, 78 degrees 15 minutes, and the other end 78 degrees 30 minutes. So this is the longitude of this entire area. We have seen very clearly the latitudes and longitudes which are shown on a topographic map or Survey of India topo sheet. Now with this, a topographic map is a detailed and accurate graphic representation of cultural and natural features on the ground. So this is the meaning of the topographic map. So topographic map identifies numerous cultural and natural features on the ground. What is the meaning of cultural and natural features on the ground? So cultural features include roads, buildings, boundaries, railway lines, power transmission lines. All these are called as cultural features which can be seen on the topographic map, that means on the ground. Water bodies may be a river, stream, lakes, reservoirs. And the relief, location of mountains, hills, ridges, valleys, slopes, depressions, etc. Vegetation include forest cover, agricultural land, barren land, rocky area, etc. Toponymy, places names, water feature names, highway names, etc. are called as toponymy. A grid is a pattern of parallel lines intersecting at right angles and forming squares or rectangles, and is used to identify the precise position of the place on the ground. So all these culture, water, relief, vegetation, toponymy, grid, etc. are called as cultural and natural features on the ground. For example, see, a river is flowing, so the location of the river can be seen on the topo sheet, so we can identify the exact location on the ground. Not only a river, even streams, lakes, reservoirs, all these things can be easily identified from the topo sheet. And major rivers. A major river always indicated as thicker blue lines. A thicker blue line. That means this is a major river. And there are smaller side creeks with light in color. They are feeding the main river. See that there are so many smaller side creeks which are connected to the main river. That means all these streams or creeks are connecting to the main river. And we can say this thick line is a perennial river, whereas the creek lines or streams which are joining the main river are not perennial, they are non-perennial. Significance of colors in the topo sheets. On topo sheets, various colors are used to show certain features, maybe cultural features or natural features. So each color used on the map has its own significance. For example, if the color is black, that means the names, riverbanks, broken ground, dry streams, surveyed trees, heights, their numbering, railway lines, telephone lines, telegraphic lines, latitudes and latitudes are always shown in a topographical map with a color black. And water features like rivers, streams, lakes, ponds, reservoirs are always shown with a blue color on the topo shade. Green color always indicates whether that area belongs to forest area or agricultural land or orchards and scattered trees, etc. And yellow color indicates the cultivated area on the topographic map, and white patches on the topographic map indicates uncultivable land, that means barren land. And brown color always refers to contour lines on the topographic map, their numbering and hills, dunes, etc. All these are shown with brown color. And coming to red color on the topographic map indicates the grid lines and their numbering, major roads, car tracks, settlements, huts, etc. So each color has its own significance on the topographic map or topo shape. Contour lines. So contour lines connect a series of points of equal elevation, height, and are used to illustrate relief on a map. See, this is the contour line. So this is numbered as 95, 96, 97, 96, 98, 99, 100. So these contours are very close, whereas these contours are away from each other. This indicates this is a steep slope this side and this hill has a gentle slope. This is the meaning of contour of that particular hill or mountain. So closer contours indicate the steep slope, whereas the contours which are away from each other indicates this direction has a gentle slope. So by studying the contour lines and contour numbers, we can identify the steep slope and the gentle slope. See, this is the map. 2000, 2250 feet, 2500, 2750. So likewise 3500 feet. That means the relief of this mountain has 3500 feet. This is the highest point on the mountain and this is the base of that hill where the contour has 2000. This is how we can study the relief. We can study the slope. Coming to another important feature which can be studied by using the Survey of India topo sheet or topographic map is the drainage pattern.